All right, folks, that's right. We're back out in the China shop. Jake, this is the stuff you've been waiting for. Oh, man. I've been lollygagging around. What we've done now is we get to the point. First I'll start you out with the adhesive we're using to fix up the old 40 millimeter sized stuffer that was broke when we dropped it. We cleaned it up real good. We took some fine sandpaper to it and just kind of hit it by finger, washed it down with acetone real good. Same with the cage. We washed it down with acetone real good so this tape will stick. I'll bring you back to that in just a minute. This is what we're going to use. We're going to get that white original stuffer that I opened up to 40 millimeter for the big carburetor. We're going to get it back in one piece. Then we're going to take a casting off of it. Anytime you've got glue and things that have been hanging around for a long time, it's always best to mix it and try it and make sure it hardens up. This is Thortex. I forget where I got this from. I might have got it from Tony H. He gave me 3 or 4 or 5 sticks of this stuff. As you can see, it's got an inner and an outer, and what you do is you knead it with your fingers, and it turns into this dark color. And so it's let's take it to the bench. Here, we'll go right here. Yeah, it's hard as a rock. So we tested it. It works. It hardened up. You can drill and tap this stuff when it's ready to go. So why don't we use the 2-part stuff? Now this is also metal, steel reinforced epoxy. Why not use the 5-minute stuff? Why not use the JB Weld? The problem is what we're going to have to deal with. Stick these in for you real quick. Now the tape is there to keep anything from first getting into the threads of the reed screws, right, that hold them on. And we don't want it sticking to the reed cage at all. So we go ahead, stick this back in. That's exactly what we're going to do. So you see what we got. We got a big gap here. We've got a smaller gap there. Now if you were to try to use that more liquidy type epoxy, you'd have to do it 2 or 3 times. You're not going to be able to put it in here like Bondo and just sit there. Where this other stuff, not only did I mix it to make sure it hardened up, I actually did a dry run on the greasy piece, right? Oops, sorry about the camera. And pushed it in there, rolled it up into a ball, pushed it in there, formed it, even tried to spread it over from one side to the other. And let it sit there, and it hardened up, and everything was good. I could actually use the pencil, the metal part of the pencil, the barrel, and was rolling it, because as it hardened up, it was getting stiff, trying to spread and move it. Even used the shaft of the little Phillips, and tried just smoothing it over, getting it close. And we probably go ahead and take a Dremel or something and just get it close. It doesn't need to be perfect for casting, because we can always open up the cast piece, right? So that's what we'll do here first. We'll go ahead and get this thing, and we probably won't cast this one today because we want that glue to be as super hard, even though it's 6-minute glue. It's she almost 70 up there. I cranked the heat up when I came out here, man. But the temperature has everything to do with this going off in 6 minutes. More 70, 75, 80 degree weather, that stuff will go even quicker if it's at 80 or above. So we'll go ahead and cast this one for sure today. We'll have to wash it all down real quick, and then we're going to start probably just, I'll either get a Prevail sprayer, and I'll show you what that is. It's a brand. It's like, Kleenex to tissue. a Prevail sprayer is this right here, because it says Prevail right on it. That's the brand name. Now they make the glass container. You can screw on the bottom. Maybe we'll do that. I don't know. I usually just dip it right into something and spray it, you know. Right. We just got to spray this this PVA. Right. Call it parting film. It's polyvinyl alcohol. You spray it. It's you can use it in a big spray gun. I've used it in a big spray gun to spray molds. First time you take a part out of a virgin mold, you're going to want to spray the mold with PVA. That way, it actually puts a saran wrap type film that will completely separate the mold from the part you're going to make. So it cannot, impossible to stick. These chemicals have a reaction, whether it's gel or fiberglass resin or what have you. That chemical reaction creates heat, and the heat can distort, warp, and even glue this stuff together. So we will make sure that the stuffers are good and green. They're good and covered. And then what we're going to do is, and we can do that with the sprayer, or we can just dip it right into something. You put it in a little bit wider bowl, and just, you know, like the one we're going to make our mold in here, our casting in here. Now, we can't just drop it in. It's got to be suspended like so, right? Not touching the bottom. Doesn't need to be all the way to the top. So what we're going to do is we'll take a paint stick, a mixing stick, and we'll take pieces of the pencil. You know, we'll cut off flat pieces. 2 pieces this, oops, sorry about the camera. 2 pieces the same length. And we'll determine that by how that sits compared to the top of the little bucket, right? We don't want it all the way down, but we don't want it up too high, because then it just requires more material. And the more material we use, the denser it is, the thicker it is, the hotter it gets. That's right. And then you take a chance of this stuff getting so hot that it'll crack. And then your mold, your casting mold, is junk. So how do you combat that? Do you cut down the hardener? No. You have to use a certain amount of catalyst, or fiberglass resin and gel coat will not catalyze. It won't harden up. So you have to use a minimum amount. And will it get hot? Yes, it will. Yes, it will. So what are we going to do? How are we going to keep this thing from causing trouble? Well, what we'll do is we'll get us a bucket of water. That's right. Bucket of water. Isn't water going to screw it up? No. No. Boats have gel coat on the outside of them. They float around in the water and bounce off the waves. No, it isn't going to hurt it at all. What we'll do is we'll glue 2 of these little pieces, maybe as long as that metal piece there. And we'll just, we'll use the hot glue gun and hot glue it right on the top spot here. Then we'll glue it to the paint stick that's going to go across. So when we get, well, let's just get a paint stick and show you. Actually, we can probably use something a little less large than this here. We want to be able to see around it, make sure we're filling everything. I know we have tongue depressors in here somewhere. They're probably in the drawer here. Bingo. So we'll get a couple of these tongue depressors. Take those out there with us. Right? So we'll glue those 2 pieces of pencil. And I'm just using disposable stuff, you know. And we'll have, this thing is going to sit, I'm going to guess and say about that far, 1/2 inch, maybe a little more, 3/4 of an inch, with the pieces of pencil glued to here and then glued to here, hot glue, so we can peel it right back off. And that will suspend this thing right in the, you follow me, or you smell what I'm cooking? And what we'll do is once we get this, the tongue depressor and the toothpick, pencil bits hot glued together, we'll set it in here, And then what we'll do is we'll transfer where this is at to the side of the container with a black magic marker. So there'll be a black line all the way around there. Why are we doing that? Because we don't want it to come all the way up and over the top. We don't want to completely encapsulate this thing. We just want to come right up to the very edge of it, right? So what we'll do is then we'll mix we'll wax, put mold release wax on the inside of this plastic piece here. We'll go ahead and put our gel coat in there up to that line. Now, like anything else, when you put it in, that surface, height of the gel, it will come up because you're pushing something into it, right? It's just like putting ice cubes in your cocktail, right? If you put ice cubes in it, it's going to bring the level up. So we'll be very careful on how we do that, but we'll mix the gel right in here, and then we'll just put this thing in. And if it looks like it's going to go too far down, like the level of the stuff is too high, we can always just put a spacer. So you use something to space it up and get it in the right spot. You know what I'm saying? So we'll keep little pieces of material laying around, little chunks of foam or something, and that way we can do it all at once. And once it starts to catalyze, you will be able to feel it. We're getting it warm. We'll take and put it right in the water and make sure once it starts catalyzing, it'll go. Once the chemical reaction starts, there's no stopping it. Maybe liquid nitrogen might stop it. But what we want to do is just control the temperature, because this gel coat is not made for casting. They actually have casting resins to do this, but I'm not going to go out and spend more money. I mean, I'm heartbroken. I had to throw away, this is a gallon, a full gallon of black gel, junk. It hardened up in the, and here's another half a gallon or so of whites, July 4th of 2020. It can't go through 4 winters in Michigan, you know, being out in the cold overnight, and then even if you turn the heat on, I mean, it's out there sub-zero, you know, overnight. So this is the first place we've had and that we can run the heat all night, and it'll take care of itself. It's a regular furnace with a thermostat. So luckily, thank goodness, knock wood, we do have a gallon of red gel that survived, and it had just started showing the remnants just right around the very top of the can on the inside, where, you know, it starts to leak somehow. It creates a vacuum, and it'll pull air through the edge of the lid in the can, and that's where it starts. It gets like it'll actually turn white. And you bust it out of there, and it's almost like styrofoam. It might be styrene, actually. The chemicals start separating, and you end up with a bunch of what looks like resin on the top, and it's like jelly, right? It's like a gummy, and underneath is all the pigmented gel, and it's hard as a rock. So. Or it could be semi-jelly as well, but it's no good. So that's where we're at. That's what we're gonna, you know, we're gonna go ahead and use the stick, the Thortex stick, and we'll warm it up first. It's nice when you warm it up with the heat vent, and it kneads a little easier. And then we'll go ahead and get this packed in there real good. I mean, it's not fluid, so it won't run away. We can do both sides at the same time and get it all squared away. While that's hardening, we'll go ahead and clean this and get that PVA on it, get it completely covered with the green parting film, and then we'll mount the hot glue the little pieces of pencil on here first. We'll cut those and get those sanded up, get those going first. We've got to clean it, though, to make sure the hot glue sticks, because, let's be honest, hot glue, not that fantastic for this kind of stuff, especially if it's got gas and oil all over it, you know. So that's it. We're going to get busy. When we actually start pouring things and doing stuff, I'll bring you back. Don't worry, Jake. I wouldn't leave you hanging out there now. Come on. Well, it's Prince. Oh boy. Godspeed, God bless. Hang in there. We're gonna get her going, man. It's 1st of November, so we're running out of time. We got to get both these carts back, the motors back together. We're gonna leak test the enduro motor and get them running. We got to get antifreeze in the sprint cart because it's going to be 32 degrees again, and it's out in the trailer. It didn't freeze the first time it got down to 32, 33, but I'm not taking any chance. We're going to get after it. Talk to you in a bit.